When we talk about the connection of Palestinian liberation to the liberation and freedom of all of us around the world, the freedom of Palestinian women is the first chain that is required to break before any of the chains are broken. The freedom of Palestine is imperative to the freedom of all of us internationally.
Yes.
I'd like to welcome Desmond Gatewood.
Greetings, everybody. Before I start, I want to bring up my brother, Uncle Burhan, over here. If you know Burhan, make some noise right now. I'm sorry. It'll be quick. I'll get it over with quick. I promise. Okay, you don't have to come up. All right. I feel your presence from over here, okay? All right. In 2017, I could not point to where Palestine was on a map. Today, in 2024, I can tell you exactly where it is, and it's in my heart.
Yes.
And that's because of people like Burhan, who sponsored me and another one of my Black Lives Matter comrades, Ajamu Dillahunt Jr., to go to the West Bank in 2018. And between that and how I saw people here being treated who spoke up for Palestine, I decided I can't stop and I won't stop standing for Palestine at every turn. Now, this is very exciting because the last time I was here, it was right before that Tuesday where you all showed up and showed out like something I've never seen before. Shout out to the uncommitted, the no preference movement. Now, of course, anytime you're doing something good, you're going to have haters. We already know how that works.
Yes.
You're going to have people say something as fallaciously illogical as supporting an end to a genocide is supporting Donald Trump.
Hey.
They say that you need to be afraid of Donald Trump. They say that you're a one-issue voter because you're smart enough to make the connection of how genocide and all of the other issues have an intersection.
Yes.
So, you know, I love how the ancestors used to say, if you don't know what to say, sometimes you should just be quiet. But since they defended their king, since they came out and protected their master, now we have to clap back.
Yes.
We have to talk back. Yeah. We have to let you know we are not pro-Donald Trump. Woo! We are pro-Martin Luther King, who sat beside that white Democrat, Lyndon B. Johnson, as he signed the Voting Rights Act that we thought we had already taken care of with the 15th Amendment, by the way, and turned right back around to that same president and said, you need to stop dropping bombs in Vietnam. Woo! We are not pro-Donald Trump. We are pro-Malcolm X. Who understood that white Democrat John F. Kennedy, who was a victim of the same violence and imperialism that he was spreading across the world, was a witness with the rest of the country of chickens coming home to roost. He was an all-issue activist, not a one-issue activist. We are not one-issue voters. You're a one-issue voter because your only issue is the opposition. We are not pro-Donald Trump. We're pro-Fred Hampton, who understood that the permanent friend is the people and the permanent enemy is capitalism. We are not one-issue voters. We are every-issue voters. Yes. You're a one-issue voter. We know because you can't say that you're going to the polls fighting for immigrants, but you're silent about refugees in Palestine who've been made refugees in their own home. Yes. You can't say that you're pro-women's rights, that you're pro-life, or that you're pro-choice, because you ain't got no choice or no life if Netanyahu drops a bomb on you. You can't say that you're going to the polls about police brutality when we're paying for an exchange program where our police officers learn the same tactics over in Israel, where they will kill a child in a refugee camp and come back over here and kill a child in Cleveland, Ohio named Tamir Rice. You can't say that you are an every-issue voter. You are a one-issue voter. We are the every-issue voter.
Yes.
Because we understand that if you're talking about We want Medicaid expansion. We want student loan forgiveness. We want higher wages. You can't do that if all of your money is going to Israel. And then my favorite, especially, I come from the church. I'm a black church person and I love the church. I love blackness. I love Jesus. But I'm going to tell you, when I hear a Christian person say, you need to be afraid of Donald Trump. Afraid. Whatever happened to God did not give us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. Yeah. Whatever happened to Jesus, who saw Peter coming out and sinking in the water and said, why are you afraid? If ye have faith the grain of a mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place. What about those ancestors who sang, we shall overcome, and in the second verse said, we are not afraid today. Yeah. We are not afraid. You vote based on fear. We go to the polls as revolutionaries. Yeah. And you cannot be a fearful revolutionary. It cancels it out at the same time. Woo! Your faith tells you that love drives out perfect fear. So just because you're afraid of Donald Trump, don't be mad at us because we keep the same energy no matter who is in office. Woo! You saying we're pro-Trump. You just weren't paying attention because we were protesting Trump harder than you were.
Yes.
You saying that we're going to keep people at home in November when you rely on the organizers and the grassroots to turn people out to the polls. You're not going to do it. You're not going to be cutting turf in the van and canvassing and knocking on doors. You're going to rely on us to do that. So just because we understand how to mobilize and activate democracy every day, not just on election day, don't be mad at us. And the last thing I'll say, I want to say happy International Women's Day. Oh my goodness, if I fall right here, I'm so glad my mom's not here. Okay. Happy International Women's Day. And if you want to know what it looks like to be fearless, to be nonpartisan, to stand on principle, and to stand on business, you need to look at the history of the revolutionary woman. Woo! A revolutionary woman like Fannie Lou Hamer from Mississippi, who stormed the floor of the Democratic Party convention with the Mississippi Freedom Democratic Party and said, I don't care if you're a Democrat. I'm not afraid of the Republican opposition. You will not continue to get our vote and our support while you continue to put your foot on our necks. Yeah. You need to look at a revolutionary woman like Ella Baker from Littleton, North Carolina, who founded the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee right over here at Shaw University, by the way. Shout out to HBCUs. That's right. Ella Baker said, we who believe in freedom cannot rest. She didn't have any conditions and terms and didn't care about whose term was up on the election and on the ballot. She said, we who believe in freedom will not rest until it is won. Yeah. That was it. We are not pro-Trump. We are every issue voters. We are every issue freedom fighters. We are pro-people like Winnie Mandela from Soweto, South Africa. And shout out to South Africa, by the way. If you know, you know. They've been doing the damn thing at the United Nations. Winnie Mandela. She said the brutality of apartheid will drain you from an emotion like fear. She was not a fearful person. And shout out to that revolutionary husband, Nelson Mandela. Because he gave us the line. Like Layla said before, this is all connected. He gave us the line. I'm going to hold that. And one more person I want to shout out who is a revolutionary woman right here from North Carolina, Dr. Rania Masri. She's an every issue voter. She made the connection that it's an atrocity for you to say that you campaigning for poor people, but you stay silent on a military campaign by Israel. But back to the Mandelas. It is Nelson Mandela who gave us that forward thinking that we all must keep in the forefront of our minds, that we all must must keep in the depth of our hearts, no matter what issue you stand on, no matter what electionary is coming around, no matter who the opposition is. None of us, we know all too well that none of us are free until Palestine is free.